Sagittarius, what's good, friend? Welcome to the greenhouse. My name is Sarah. I'm your growth guide for today. Let's take a look at what you're working on. Sagittarius. Thank you, spirit, angels, guides, and ancestors for overseeing this reading for the sign of Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. Sag, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, as only you know what is accurate and actionable in your life, okay? All right, what is Sagittarius currently working on? What are they working on? 8 of Pentacles, we love that. What is this thing that they're perfecting? 7 of Swords, boundaries. Okay, Scorpio. Sorry, I just did Scorpio. Sagittarius. That's awesome because, and then the Ace of Wands. Okay, I love this. The 8 of Pentacles to the 7 of Wands is interesting. This isn't a pairing that comes out for me often. The 8 of Pentacles is all about self-mastery. It's being, evolving your craft as highly as you possibly can. It's being able to do what you love to do with your eyes closed kind of energy. And with the 7 of Wands coming out, it's like being able to protect yourself without having to put so much energy into it. I think for a lot of you, maybe in recent months, because Sag, you guys can very easily, you're in your own world, right? And I don't mean that as you're a space cadet, but you can remain very unaffected by your surrounding and just keep doing you. That's one of your superpowers. However, I think at some point you decided to get involved in expressing how things aren't as mature or as solid as they could be. And now you're kind of defending what you're working on and making sure that there are no distractions, naysayers, competition for whatever this is. You're nope, I'm working on being boundaried, staying boundaried, trusting in my boundaries, and most importantly, not feeling guilty for having those boundaries. And the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck is I think maybe you've been tired for a while. Yeah, then 9 of Wands, then Page of Wands. I think you've been really tired trying to keep your spark alive. Not alive, it's not like it was about to go out, but you've been really tired trying to maybe grow that spark, or feeling like there were too many people that were taking from that energy, and now you're no, this belongs to me now. This belongs to me now, because if I use that and I bring it to its highest maturation point, that's really when I'm going to be able to help the most people. And the thing of it is I think you're realizing that your intention is to help people, but maybe you found yourself in certain situations where actually it's more enabling. No, I'm sorry. I'm not calling you out. We all do it. We all fall into patterns where we love and care for people in situations and then realize oh, they're going to keep taking this as a replacement for them going out and getting it themselves. Well, I can't have that. Now I got to have some boundaries. So good on you if that's that for you. Let's keep going. Some of you are fighting with paternal energy, whether it's just wanting to have a more solid masculine influence in your life, or not trusting the masculine influences in your life. You'll know what's appropriate for you. But we have the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and then the Emperor. So it's the 5 of Swords is a fight. So you had to fight for something, or you got in a fight. Maybe with your dad. Maybe you're just fighting control, because the Emperor can also be control. And you're trying to find that balance between, I don't want to say fighting dirty and control. Well, no, I do though. And I don't think you're the one fighting dirty or controlling the situation. Or if anything, you're around people that fight dirty, so you're trying to control the situation 444, so everything stays safe. Yeah, because 4s are stability. So I think you've maybe been unintentionally manipulating situations to keep the peace, to keep the calm. But there's a loss here, so I don't really know what that's about. Four of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Fool at the bottom. I think you broke your silence on some stuff that has been bothering you for a really long time. And now you're trying to keep your head down and do your work and not let the, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have done this, like not let that affect you and your growth. The Four of Swords to the Knight of Swords is like very opposing, because the Four of Swords is about rest and then the Knight of Swords is about action. So I feel like maybe you're very fucking tired right now, but you feel like you have to push through on something. Why are you confusing me so much, Sag? I'm a Sag Venus. Usually, like, I get you guys, like, really... You're mad at either a man that's showing up in a bunch of different ways or a bunch of different men. Masculine energies. Like, they don't have to actually be men, but just, like, masculine energies. Like, I think you're... Listen... I have been the only woman in a room, but still felt like the only man, you know what I mean? As far as like the only one that's able to regulate my emotions and go after the things I want to go after and see the bigger picture. And like, a lot of men today are children, you know? Like, yeah. And you're just like, I think you're tired of the party a little bit. I think you want to grow. I think you want more things. I think you want to mature. I think you want to unapologetically slice your way towards a more peaceful life. But it's causing you to have to like armor up to get yourself to that more peaceful place. Because we have the King of Wands, the Strength, the King of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. So it's like you're trying to stay strong. Either for some of you, you know, forgive me, it's you trying to like stay strong and stop cheating, maybe. Or hoping your partner can stay strong and stop cheating. That's what Spirit wants to say about that hope, though. I think you know you're kind of trapped in a certain pain cycle that has to do with certain masculines. I don't know if this is a friend group, if this is family, if this is, you know, like this could be you stuck between brothers and having to keep the peace, or you stuck between lovers and not knowing who to choose. And you know, because the Fool and the Hanged Man is like you have an opportunity for a brand new beginning, but the Hanged Man is like a pause, it's a stop. To like be able to see the bigger picture. So I feel like you want newness, but you want to make sure you take like the right actions, the mastered path to do whatever it is this is. But then we do have the Three of Cups at the bottom, which feels like, and then the Ten of Pentacles, it feels like you don't want the party anymore. You're realizing that the party hurts to some degree, and you want hard work. Like, you're ready for it. You want maturity, you want decisiveness, you want clarity. Not to say you don't want to have fun anymore, but there's something about oof, yeah, baby girl, baby boy, honey dove. There's something about this connection you don't want to see or don't want to accept or are accepting, but it's like really, really, really disappointing. Because we have the Two of Swords to the Hierophant to the Justice. Anytime we have Hierophant to Justice, that's like a divorce. You know, that's an ending of a significant commitment, whether it's leaving a job, leaving a relationship, you know, but it's like, this contract is null and void. That's what this means. And coming out with the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords is like indecision, not wanting to look at like, do I do I fully commit or do I get the fuck out of Dodge? And I think that's where you're at right now. And when the High Priestess is left on the bottom of the deck, it lets me know that I'm not going to be able to reach that answer for you in this reading. And I don't think that answer is going to be able to be reached for you in any kind of reading because it's right here. It's right here. And you keep, show me, show me, show me. And the universe is like, feel me, feel me, feel me. And that's the stalemate you're in. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, the Tower. It just is what it is. I keep trying to change it because I just hate giving breakup readings like I do. They make me sad and I want to be able to bring something happy for Sag, but the truth of the matter is you're not happy in this situation. So if you get out of it, then you will be happy. So I'm trying to reframe the message I'm giving you to be positive. So maybe you need to reframe your circumstances to be positive. Like, you know, so a friend of mine, also fire sign Aries, started saying, thank you, universe, for, what was it? How did he say it? It was just like, I am so lucky and everything works in my favor, right? And within a week, got dumped and kicked out of his house. So that's like, that didn't work. But didn't it? Because then we were looking at what his life was like in that relationship. And seems like he dodged a bullet and had someone else push him out of the way. So from an outsider that was like seeing how not of an equal my friend was with, right? Seeing my friend overgive and accept breadcrumbs while he was bringing like fucking gourmet baked goods, you know what I'm saying? I think that it really fucking worked using that mantra, and it got him, you know, pushed out of a situation that he would have continued giving to for a really long time, hoping it would have reached its potential and never accepting that this person was just a taker. So I feel like there's something like that where it might feel really sucky and really unfair and like, what the hell? That was not part of the plan. But if your plan is to be happy and solid and a master of your craft and your boundaries and you're just a master of self, don't be surprised if people who have no intention of becoming masters themselves, or even worse, want to ride on your coattails and kind of like take from what it is you do for yourself if they get eclipsed out of your life right now. That's what this is all about. We have the eclipses in Pisces and Virgo because the North Node's in Pisces and the South Node is in Virgo. And Virgo largely represents like fairness and purity and groundedness and the bigger picture as well as the details. So if there are flaws in something like that you can't overlook, it's going to need to be released. So for some of you, because I feel like a lot of you aren't wanting to hear to break up with this person. So, you know, like hear what you want to hear in this reading. But I have to say, if your goal is happiness and stability and support and protection, it lies on the other side of this connection or this situation or this arrangement, because you're not receiving what you're giving, and that's not an equal partnership. That's not an equal partnership. And you know that because you're sitting there in your energy feeling more like a fucking parent than a wife or a husband. So maybe don't push back on me too much because you're obviously not loving this. Like, you're obviously not loving this. And you might, listen, you can love a person and not like the versions of yourself each other brings out. Like, I just 2 months ago got out of a relationship with someone that I will always hold a special spot in my heart. Like, the man's lovable, you know what I mean? But deeply flawed. and wasn't gonna work on those flaws. And then when I was saying these are flaws of mine I want to work on, wasn't supportive of me working on my own flaws. So I was just like, you're content here? And if you're the man, you know, like, not to be old school, but just energetically, the man's supposed to lead the connection. So if he's taking us nowhere, I'm not cool with going nowhere. And I know you're not cool with going nowhere either. You're a fucking Sagittarius. And it's my Sag Venus that was like, get the fuck out of here. Love is supposed to feel free, not like a fucking glue trap that I'm like, do I bite my arm off to get out of here? Because I'd rather have one arm and be free than like have someone next to me that I think is cute and nice, but will keep me here forever. You know what I mean? And I don't even think you're being asked to bite your arm off. I think you're just being asked to like tell this person, nut up or shut up. Like, you know, like meet me or leave me, you know? It's something like that. Like, I need to see this from you or I'm out of there. Because the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Wands is like, I will wait for the proper collaboration to come in. I will start a new team. I will go from 8 Pentacles with someone that I know I'll never reach the 10 with back to 3 if I think it's someone I could reach the 10 with. You know what I mean? Give me one more for Sag. I regret everything. Oh, I should have just ended it. But your last card is the Devil, baby. It's the Devil. So your opportunity here is to not make decisions out of fear and to not make decisions out of like duty. Like, I have to. We already, you know, oh, what's that expression in therapy? But it's like, when you've invested a lot of time and energy into something, you're actually like less likely to walk away from it even when it's bad, because you're like, well, I've invested so much. So then you keep throwing like good energy after bad, hoping it'll change something. But it's like, just stop investing in something that's not showing you the juice is worth the squeeze, you know? No, honey, it's not a probationary period. It's an ending. It's moving away. For whoever's fighting with me right now, I'm sorry. Either it's not your reading and stop trying to make it fit and just like go take a walk and shed this information if it's not accurate and actionable for you, or accept the difficult message and journal until you feel differently about it, okay? Sag, I love you. I hope this was helpful. Good luck with these eclipses. Good luck with this person. I don't see you up against an asshole like in Virgo's reading. It was Scorpio's, I think. I don't see you up against an a-hole, but I do see you up against some very limiting and burdensome beliefs. And it's supposed to be this. It was supposed to be this. We said it was going to be this, so it's got to be this. And, you know, despite our best intentions and actions, if we work towards something and it's supposed to be this, but now we've been working on it and we see it's much more like this and we're not liking how this looks, don't romanticize the original plan so much that you're not living in the actual reality of what was created. And if you don't like that reality, it's time to bounce. Bounce. Sorry, System of a Down. Anyway, I love you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you soon.